Hey guys, good morning, everyone. It's 6:18 right now. Today is Tuesday, December 14th. Market is opening in about 12 minutes. So I'm gonna go and set up the room real quick and then we can get started with our analysis this morning. So I'm gonna get all this stuff set up right here. Looks like we're pretty much good to go for the most part. Tuesday is December 14th. Good. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Here we go. All right, solid. So let me just finish setting this up and we should be good to go. All right, guys, morning. Let me just let everybody into the room real quick and then we can get started. 6:20 right now, December 14th, Tuesday. Inflation news was released about an hour ago. It's positive news. Price came down, but it looks like it's going to be swinging right back up when market actually opens for the New York Stock Exchange. So we'll see what happens shortly. When the market does open in the next 10 minutes. All right, cool. So people are still making their way. Give it a few more minutes. Morning, Maria. Morning, everyone. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everyone. 6:21 right now. Market is going to open in about 9 minutes. So when the market does open, we'll see what happens with price. Inflation news was positive this morning at 5:30, which was about an hour ago. So I'm anticipating price to swing back up. You know, it's just having a late reaction to the news. It was positive, obviously. Other than that, I don't think we really have much today other than the inflation news. Tomorrow we have Fed news coming up, core retail sales. You know, there's other high impact news tomorrow. But today we have the inflation news that came out. So we'll see what happens in the next few minutes or so when the market opens. My guess is that it's going to swing back up. Or we might get a fake out. We might have price continue to drop, and then eventually later today it'll come right back up when people buy the dip. But yeah, price is really far away from the previous session high lows. So it's pretty much an open space right now. You can see that the Asia high is over here, Asia low is right here, London low is right here, and the New York low is right here. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of minutes when the market, you know, is fully open. Let's see if I can fix this. And then we can get started. Nice morning, Matt. Morning, everyone. All right, market is now going to open in 8 minutes. We still have some time, so there's no real rush. I'll let a few more people make their way in. Once people are all in, then we can start with our analysis of US 30 this morning. So let's see. All right, cool. People are still making their way in right now. So I'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll just start to analyze everything. Pre-market. You guys might hear like some background noise or thumping. It's we're having a storm here in California today, so you're probably gonna hear the rain in the background. But you know, just keep in mind that it's just the rain. All right, guys, let's get started with our analysis. So looking over at the news today, today we had inflation news. Other than that, there's nothing else really directly affecting the U.S. market. The inflation news was positive, so we'll probably see a late reaction to that. Looking at current price, it has been dropping since London session. and it looks like it may be swinging, back to the upside um, as the New York Stock Exchange does open. So we'll see what happens there. Looking over at retail sentiment, it's currently 57% short, meaning that 57% of retail traders are currently short right now. So we'll probably be looking for some buys because we want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Also looking over at the futures data currently right now, it's 102 points in the red, which gives it a bearish bias. So we're not necessarily going for a buy just yet. We need to wait for the market to open in the next 6 minutes. When the market does open, we can determine whether the fundamentals are pointing towards the upside or whether it's pointing towards the downside, because this is still going to take into effect. With retail sentiment a bit small, it's not really like heavily on one side just yet. It's only 57% short. So I think fundamentals will take a bigger role in determining our bias rather than retail sentiment. However, if fundamentals are bullish and retail sentiment stays this way, then I think we'll definitely be looking for a buy here. Other than that, I don't think there's any other news here. Looking at pre-market, all of the indices are currently red right now. The Dow is down 101 points, S&P is down 29 points, Nasdaq's down 178 points, and oil is down less than 1 point. 10-year bond is up. So this is indicating that this is proper, because generally when the market's down, the 10-year bond is up. So we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes. Market is opening in about 5 minutes. When it opens, we can determine our bias with regard to the fundamentals. Looking over at the charts over here, we'll take a look at the technicals now. Currently on the 1 minute, it is currently bearish. And the reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Looking over at the 3 minute, same situation, price is below the pivots, then trend meter is red. Looking over the 10 minute, same situation, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So we'll see what happens when the market opens in the next 5 minutes. My guess is that price is going to swing right back up. Might not be immediately, but I think by the end of today, it'll swing right back up. Other than that, looking on the 1 hour, it's currently bearish as well. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we're not really sure if there's the main thing that's probably causing price to drop right now is the COVID news. If you guys haven't followed COVID, the Omicron variant is getting worse and worse. And even here in California, we have to wear masks again. So it's like mandatory masks requirement that starts tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see what happens over the next week or so. Because I think that mask mandate is going to be going on until January. So there's just a lot of stuff, to look out for in the market. There's just a lot of different things that are affecting the market. It's not just like the normal things. Like we have COVID, we have Christmas, we have the holidays, we have inflation news, we have the Fed speaking tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. So it's not going to be linear at all. There's going to be a lot of different factors affecting the market. So you guys definitely want to be careful for that. All right, so I just marked up the pretty much the times that we look at the market for our clean chart over here. Marked it up for market open here at 6:30 up until noon. So we'll see what happens there. Let me check this real quick. Morning, Patrick. Morning, everyone. Morning, Peter. Peter said, "What to watch today? Wall Street set to drop after hot inflation data ahead of Fed meeting." Yeah. So with this set right here, I think we're going to have an initial drop, maybe on open, like right when the market opens, it'll drop, and then it'll probably swing right back up. Generally, if you guys have been following CNBC, whenever they report something, it's too late. The drop has already happened. So they reported this about 20 minutes ago, and the drop has already happened right here, right, for the most part. So whenever CNBC reports something, generally the opposite happens. They'll say that market's going to drop, and then all of a sudden it just shoots right back up. So that's something to be wary of too. So on the open, the market is opening in about 2 minutes. When the market opens, it might drop slightly, and then it might just swing right back up. So just be careful. I'm not going to take a breakout if it does happen to come up today, but I will. I'll mark it up for you guys if I do see it. So give it a few minutes. Yeah, Steven, we're going to avoid the breakout today. Nice, Steven, you're in the live session. I haven't seen you here in a while. All right, market is going to open in the next 2 minutes. We got 1 more minute, and we'll see what happens there. All right, we got about 50 seconds. So market opens. Let's see what it's looking right now. All right, yeah, so pretty much all the indices are pretty red. Let's see what happens right here. Market is about to open in about 20 seconds. All right, so just a reminder, I'm not looking to take a breakout today. There's just a lot of inflation news. CNBC is predicting price to drop. I'm anticipating it to do the opposite. It's probably going to drop slightly, then it'll swing right back up. All right, the market's open. Let's see, price is currently dropping right here. Swing right back up. And there you go. See how price is swinging up? It's doing the complete opposite. So exactly what I just mentioned happened. There's no surprise here. It's opening price. So there he goes as price swings up. This would technically be the breakout, but I'm not going to take it because you're going to see a lot of manipulation here. Price probably going to come right back down right after this candle. Or even before the candle closes. See the huge wick right here? So there's no breakout on that candle because the wick's too big. So let's see what happens in the next couple minutes. So it's technically this could still be the breakout. The wick is big, but it's not that big. So this would technically be the breakout right here. I'm not going to take it though. Obviously, I told you guys that it's just too risky to take right now because of the news. Inflation news was positive, but you're going to see a lot of fake outs right here because the thing is a lot of people are anticipating it to be bullish. So what happened was they pushed it up and they're probably going to drop it right back down. So I'm not taking that break. I'm not going to leave the markup on there either because for whatever reason, people think just because there's a markup there, it's supposed to be an entry. We were just marking up for the breakout, but I'm not going to leave it on there because I don't want people to get confused with that or get FOMO and want to hop into the trade when they're not supposed to. So I'm not going to leave the markup on there, but you guys can see that this technically was a breakout candle right here. We had a bullish signal right here indicating a bullish momentum, and then we had a strong green candle right here. It's not very strong, but it was, you can see the difference. The body of the candle right here was about 500 pips. The wick right there was only about 130 pips. So the breakout there was for a buy, but I'm not taking it. I'm not recommending anyone take it either because of the inflation news that was released about an hour ago. It was positive news, but price dropped. CNBC reported that they're expecting it to drop further, but I expect it to do the opposite. Whenever CNBC reports something, usually the market does the opposite. So, but I'm not going to speculate on that. Obviously, I'm going to wait for actual entries to come up. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next few minutes. So I'll put the strategies over here that we're going to be following. And if you guys have been following, me for a while now, you guys know exactly what we're doing. We're looking for multiple entries to align before we take any entries here. And there we go. See the bullish move? That was exactly what we were anticipating today. We were anticipating it, but it's not one that I felt comfortable taking. There's a couple red flags here. So the reason why I wouldn't have taken that trade for the breakout was because of the inflation news, also because of the mixed reactions with regard to CNBC. Plus, price would have reached this New York low from yesterday. So the problem with that is if you were taking the breakout right here, you'd have to get past the New York low. So as price is pushing up right here, when price gets to the New York low right here, price can easily bounce right off it, right? So I'm not going to FOMO into this trade and try to catch the rest of it. But as mentioned earlier, this was a breakout. I'm not going to leave this up right here because I don't want people to hop into it uh, thinking that it was a trade that I recommended people to take, because it's not. It's just too risky. But this was a breakout. You can see right there, it's about to hit TP. Yeah, the only risk right here is that it's getting close to the New York low, and it can easily bounce right off it and come right back down. But as you can see, that was a breakout. If you guys want to go back and rewatch the analysis of this, you guys can go back and rewatch it. And there you go, full TP off the breakout. So depends on how risky you guys want to be, but that was a breakout right there. Otherwise, we're going to be looking for other entries as we continue on. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everyone. Let's see what else we got here. We got the daily here. And yeah, it played out perfectly. So as you guys can see, the strategy still worked perfectly fine. It just depends on how risky you want to be. I don't want to be risky today, and even in general. So I wouldn't have taken the trade there, even though it went straight to TP. And as you can see, price coming right back down. So as price creates a range, we'll follow it. We'll see how it goes from there. See if there's any zones around this area. Let's see. Actually, a lot of zones right here. So let's see. We got a zone right over here. Got a zone right over here. Trying to see if these overlap. This is just one big zone because they all kind of overlap. So leave that as that. Technically, if this closes right here, this would be a snipe. So we'll come back and check that out. Yeah, this would technically be a snipe right here. Morning, Fahad. Morning, everyone. All right, so everyone's in the room right now, it seems like. We'll keep looking for possible daily entries right here as well. All right, so if this closes with buy signal, there's not going to be a snipe, but if it closes without it and the wick rejects off both the pivot and structure, that'd be a snipe for a sell. Other than that, let's take a look at everything else over here. So play out exactly how we anticipated, right? So if you guys were in the session earlier, prior to us going, if you're in the session before the market opened, I pretty much predicted that price was going to be bullish, right? Because the inflation news was good. It was doing the opposite and it came right back up. So played out exactly how we anticipated. But obviously, you know, it still would have been a gamble if you guys were to take that trade there. Other than that, there's just like a lot of different stuff going on in the background. I think the main other thing that's affecting the market right now would be the Omicron news, because or COVID, whatever you guys want to call it, Omicron or COVID, the Omicron variant that is affecting the market, because a lot of countries are going back into either lockdown or they're having a lot of mandates being implemented as it gets worse. So other than that, I'll mark up the. So there's no high right here, but we'll, you know, I'll just mark it up right there because the high keeps getting pushed higher and higher. We'll just mark up the low for right now. Should be right there. And then when a high gets established, we'll mark up the high. One thing that I don't like is that it's close to all these previous session high lows. You know, there's a session Asian low, Asia session low right there, that purple line, the London low right there, the red line, and the previous New York low right there, the green line. So it's just in a lot of areas where there's possible rejections that can happen. We'll see if this closes here. If this closes and it comes back down, which I do expect it to possibly come back down, it's gonna have to retrace to some extent because it's just way too overextended. But we'll see what happens there. So here's a clean chart that we had from earlier. This is opening price. At some point, I do anticipate price to come back to opening price over here because this move right here is based off the inflation news. Inflation news pushed price up, and I'm expecting it to come right back down to some extent, maybe a little later. Not right now necessarily, but at some point. So we got a high right here. That's probably going to be the pending high. And then we'll see what happens next. All right, so price is moving along around this area. What we want to see here is price go back into consolidation. So price is established a high, it's established a low. We basically want price to pull back, probably consolidate a bit, and then probably drop down further. When it drops down further, we'll take the sells or the buys, well, whatever direction price goes. But yeah, currently right now, there's not really much. I'll be looking for some variation entries too, guys, if you guys plan on entering them. I mean, there's been an issue with my MT4 where my depth of market doesn't work how it used to. I don't know if anyone's had that issue before, but the problem with my MT4 now is that when I do use the depth of market where I had my automatic TP stop loss set, whenever I click on buy or sell, it doesn't automatically enter the trade anymore. What happens is it opens an order ticket window, which is annoying because uh, it's not automatically executed like it did before. Oh, D, it happened to you too? Yeah, it happened to me. I don't know if it just happened recently, but it happened to me over the weekend. Like when I tried to trade yesterday. Oh, okay. I think that might have been the case. And there it goes, it pushes up. Rav, this would not be the daily buy because it's on the opening candle. It has to be after this candle. So that wouldn't be a daily buy. There's no snipe period there because that buy signal came up. But yeah, that's not a daily for a buy right there, Rav. Because it was on the opening candle. It'd have to be the one following it. Thanks, D. I'm gonna try to do that right now, actually. Let me just close this. Hopefully that fixes it. That's true. This. Oh, down. Yeah, hopefully this fixes it for me. It's super annoying when I have to like go to the second window. Hopefully this fixes it for me because it's super annoying. When you click trading, which is actually let me try again. Enable it again. It's so weird. It always defaults to my hue goes away for whatever reason. All right, log back in. All right, so hopefully this fixed it because it's just super annoying when I have to go back to that. Okay, so thanks guys for your input. I just never had that issue before. All right, so everything looks good for the most part. Thanks, Matthew, and thanks, D, for helping me with that. All right, solid. So it looks good for, well, I'll have to try it when an actual trade comes, but the high just got moved a little higher over here. What I'll do is I'll keep the high marked up from market open right here so that we can follow what the higher high is, and then, or what the highest high for the session is, and then we'll get the smaller ranges within there. All right, looks good. So I'll also be looking for some variations. If you guys are not familiar with the variation strategy, go back and watch the mentoring session from last night. I went over it in pretty detail. So if you guys are curious and want to learn how to apply that strategy, you can go back and watch that there. Yeah, other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. We should be good. All right. So there's nothing really to look at right now, guys. Price is just super overextended to the top side. I mean, it did play out how we anticipated pre-market. You know, anticipated because of the inflation news was positive, it was going to shoot up after this drop right here. Just had a late reaction to the news. News did come out at 5:30 over here, but it didn't push up until market opened when people were actually in the market. So looking at this right here, this is the bullish push that we were anticipating. Now we just want price to go back into consolidation. So price should have its bullish. It's a bullish push right here. I'm waiting for price to pull back a bit, then go sideways. And then once it's in consolidation at some point, then we can catch it when it breaks either back to the upside or to the downside. So it's all just about being patient and waiting for these setups to appear. This is a clean chart from today. Basically, this is the opening price, and then this is where price currently is. So you can see it's been bullish this entire session. What might happen here is price might come back down or it might keep pushing up. Who knows? But we'll be watching it to determine, you know, when and where we'll be making these entries from. So we got the low right here, and we got the high right over there. And the high just keeps moving higher and higher. The line right got 630. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm getting sick. So you're gonna see me mute the screen a couple times throughout the session. I got a cough and stuff. And yeah, there's like a storm that's coming to California today. We just make it worse. Steven says my Forex fund's legit since they only show one owner, but not their team like FTO it is. Steven, I don't think that has any relevance as to whether a company is legit or not. I can't tell you whether MFF is legit because I've had a lot of issues with them. With the spread. And I mean, honestly, I think for my current challenge that I've been doing, I think I might have failed it right in the beginning when I was trying to figure out what the lot sizes were, because I was using like different lot sizes. The problem with that I don't like with MFF is that they don't let you know right away if you made a mistake or something. Like you have to kind of reach out to them, and it kind of gives me like Funding Talent vibes, right? Because that's how Funding Talent was. They weren't very organized, and you'd have to reach out to them for certain things, and that's pretty much how MFF is right now. So I don't know. I can't tell you whether they're legit or not. Once I get funded with them and I get a payout, then I have to let you know. But I'm still in the challenge phase with them because I haven't been using them very much. The biggest downside for them is probably the spreads. I know their customer service is all right if you actually reach out to them. I just haven't really given it much effort because I'll see what happens when I pass the challenge. If there's anything that I did wrong from the beginning that could have been fixed. But I don't know. Just because they don't show a team, I don't think that's going to indicate whether they're a legit company. Because so here's the thing, Steven. If you go to FTMO, I know they changed it, but I think you were talking about how they had like pictures of people on here, because there was pictures of people. Those aren't real people. Those are just stock photos of people that people had on the website. That wasn't like their actual team. So that's something that I think you want to keep in mind, because I know what you're talking about. When FTMO first started, they had pictures of people up here. Those aren't actual people from the company. Those are just stock photos of people, like random people that were just portrayed on the company website. So yeah, I don't think that'd be the deciding factor, Steven. If no. I mean, also just because they have videos of their team, I don't think that's gonna make a difference as to whether they're legit or not. I think the main thing that would prove that they're legit is whether people who use their services can confirm that they're legit, right?
I don't know anyone. Well, actually, I know some people personally who have been paid out by MFF, but it wasn't like a big amount. So I don't know. It just depends. You know, if someone starts to get paid big amounts, then if there's issues with it, then that's going to give red flags. But I can't really say because I haven't gotten to that point yet myself. All right, guys. So price is now moving into consolidation right here. We have price established a high right here, a pending low right here. But you can see that price is starting to consolidate within this area, which is perfect because this is exactly what we were looking for. We want price to break into consolidation. And then once it breaks into consolidation, we can wait for that breakout to happen from here. So if price consolidates sideways, price is going to do one of two things. It'll break out to the upside or break out to the downside. We'll take a look at fundamentals right now to see where our bias is. Currently, the retail sentiment is 58% short. So it's not very strong on the short side, but it is short majority. Looking over at the current fundamentals right now, it's 32 points in the green. Looking over at the stock index over here, it's pretty much half and half. There's a couple stocks here that are very red. Microsoft is down 8 points. Salesforce is down 6 points. So these are the main two stocks that are holding US 30 down. However, all these other stocks here are holding it up. So it's more balanced here on the buy side or on the green side, while there's only like two stocks here that are holding it down on the sell side. So we'll see what happens in the next few minutes, how this plays out. But you can see the number here starting to increase, went from 30 points to now 52 points. And we'll see where it goes from there. So let me just delete this right quick. This right here is a high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the fifth candle right here. Price. Well, let me just, sorry, I gotta recount it. It's the candles are too close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this candle here closes without touching this line here, then this would be established as the high. And then if price breaks above it, that'd be an entry for a high-low scalp. However, that's not one that I would really want to take because if you guys can see here, the Asia high is right here, right? So if price does close above here, but not above here, price can easily bounce off the Asia high and come right back down. So one thing that you guys want to be careful of are these previous session high lows because they play a huge role in identifying rejection points and possible reversals. So let's see what happens over here. In the next few minutes, Gene Bond's asking Sean, how many FTMO you pass? Well, I have 2 funded FTMO accounts, so I passed 2, but I have passed ones before that. I mean, it's not that hard to pass FTMO. It's pretty easy to pass FTMO. It's about staying funded. That's what's actually difficult. So I passed multiple FTMOs. When I first did FTMO, they had a 50K account, and that's the one that I did. So I probably passed FTMO, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. When I first started, it was 50K, and then I did 100K after that. And then this year they released a 200K account, so I did 2 of those as well. So I guess 4 or 5 times I passed FTMO. So you guys got to keep in mind that passing FTMO is not that difficult. The more difficult part is actually staying funded after. I feel like a lot of people put too much emphasis on trying to pass FTMO too quickly, and they just end up failing at everything, right? So if you guys are consistent and you guys are able to, sorry, let me close my my office window real quick. It's too loud. Man, this storm sucks. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, guys, passing FTMO is not that difficult. I feel like a lot of people put too much pressure on passing FTMO within a day or two that they just fail FTMO, and they have no, they have no consistency with their trading. Staying funded is really the harder part because what happens is a lot of people get funded and they'll pass a challenge and then they go off track, right? They don't trade the same way they did when they passed the FTMO. They think they can do like a lot more, and then they just ended up there's 2 different types of people. There's people who just can't pass FTMO, and there's another person or another group of people who will pass FTMO and then they'll change their strategies, and a lot of times they leave K2. What happens, people will join K2, they'll pass FTMO, and then they go do their own thing because they think, oh, I just use a K2 to pass, and they can do their own thing. Once they do their own thing, they fail immediately, and then they come back to K2, and it's just, it's a cycle from there. There's only been I mean, there's a good amount of people, but I could say like in K2, there's like a good amount of people, a handful of people who are consistent and able to maintain their accounts after their fund. And those are the same people who've been with K2 for a while. Like Fahad in the group. You guys have seen Fahad over here in the group. He's here. He's on every live session. So if you guys look over here, Fahad, you can see he messaged me. He said, "Hey, Sean, I want to thank you personally." He got his first payout here. This is his first funded account. He got paid out 15,000 right here as a refund. This is your first payout. And Fahad puts in the work, right? He's not like one of the people that just complains. There's like people that just want to complain and blame something for like not passing, right? Fahad here is in K2 and he's basically saying that he passed with K2. So if Fahad's passed it, other people should not have issues passing it because Fahad's a normal member. He's not an admin. He's not in any way connected to K2. He's just like a normal member like everyone else. So a lot of times people just don't like taking responsibility for their mistakes with trading. But if you guys just follow directions, like if you guys literally just go on live sessions and take the stuff that I take, and then I'm not saying the risky trades, I'm talking about the trades that I actually take myself and I say, okay, I'm gonna take this trade. If you guys want to take it, take it. If you guys can do that and not lose, you guys can easily pass your FTMOs and stay funded. The problem with a lot of people is that they just don't know how to follow directions. Going back to what you were saying earlier, Gene Wan, I mean, it doesn't matter how many FTMOs you pass. It matters how many can you keep once you're funded. Because I see a lot of people pass FTMOs, but they don't actually keep it once you're done. Anyways, back to the charts here. There's no entries available. Going back to the 3-minute over here, nothing available here. 10-minute, nothing available here either. We did have well, there's no daily because this candle came up on the actual opening candle. So we'll have to wait for the next one. But yeah, going back to the 1-minute over here, I'm still following this as it pushes up higher and higher. It just hasn't came back down yet. This right here was invalidated by this candle. So no entry off that. Other than that, let me just scroll up real quick and see what else I missed. So Patrick said, Sean, I don't know if anyone has mentioned it, but FTMO is running a promo 10% off the challenges and 40 days instead of 30 days to pass. Yeah, guys. So just FYI, just what Patrick said, if you guys are looking to get an FTMO challenge, they have a 10% discount right now, and they're giving you an extra 10 days to pass your challenge. If you guys have been interested in waiting to start FTMO, this might be a good time if you guys are ready for it. But what I need to recommend for you guys is that if you guys aren't ready for it, don't force it. Do the trial first, and then once you pass the trial, then do the real thing. Because that's like another thing that I see a lot of people do. A lot of people do the challenge when they're not even ready. Like if you're not consistent normally, you're not going to be consistent with the challenge. So you guys have to make sure that you're actually consistent before you do the actual challenge, because you guys don't want to waste the challenge on practice when you can just do the free trial. Other than that, HapSD said, Sean, once you pass phase 2, do they request your ID, etc.? Then they issue live account? No. So they don't, I can't remember if they've requested my ID. I don't remember them ever requesting my ID, because the thing is, you don't trade a live account, you still trade a demo account. They just copy your trades to their live account. It's due to like legal liability. So, a lot of you guys know that I'm a lawyer. So there's legal precautions that they have to take. They don't necessarily give you a live account. They give you you still trade on the demo, but their live account copies your trades, because they can't have you trade a live account. If they were to have you trade a live account, they would need to be, registered with whatever trading commission that they trade under. So all these funding companies, they don't necessarily, they don't give you a live account. You're still going to be on the same demo, but they copy it to their own. Yeah, so right here. So you have Fahad here. Fahad said they asked for your ID during your first payout. Yeah, so that's what I remember. The thing with me, guys, is that I run my profits through a business. So it's a little different for me, but I did have to give my ID at one point. I just don't remember when was it. But for me, I run all my FTMO profits through a business so that I have, tax benefits and stuff like that. I don't run it through me personally. So when you guys get funded, they send you a contract. The process is you pass your challenge, you pass your verification, then they ask for your specific information. And then if you're running it through a business, you have to let them know. You have to give them your business info. And then, from there, you get your payout. And then they'll give you a date for your for your payout, you can choose whether you want bi-weekly or monthly. I just do monthly because I don't really need it. It's kind of just like extra funds when I trade. Yeah, I think that's about it. It's been a long time since I had to go through that process. So John said they also have you take a photo with your ID next to your face. Oh, they didn't have to do that with me. Well, it's been a long time since I did it, but yeah. So John said that they take a photo with your ID next to your face, and Fahad said they ask for your ID during your first payout. So, I mean, either way, you're gonna have to take a picture with your ID. Just and that's for tax purposes on their end, right? Because they still got to pay taxes on stuff too. So a lot of this stuff has to do with like the legality of things. All right, so going back to the charts over here. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. It's they make you do with like any other broker that you use as well. It's just to confirm your identity. Yeah, KYC, Randy, thanks. So Randy just confirmed it. KYC, that's what it is. They just gotta confirm your identity through KYC, and that's why they need your photo like that. All right, so now we have the high right here, we have the low right here, and this is perfect. This price is now going into a range, right? You can see price is now ranging within this area. So now we're just waiting for price to break below or break above. Looking over at the retail sentiment, currently 58% short. Hasn't really changed too much. It looks like it's going between 58 and 59%. Looking at the fundamentals over here, fundamentals are currently 68 points in the green. So it's not a very strong bullish bias, but it is bullish right now. So we'll see what happens shortly. There just isn't any entries that are available right now. Nothing off the, well, technically there was an entry right here, but I wouldn't have taken it. This entry right here would have been for the pivot scalp and for the intraday, because we have a green and green. We also have a buy signal here above the pivots. So as you guys remember, I'm looking for triple confluences. I'm looking for an entry that satisfies all three strategies right here before I take it. If you guys want to take risky trades, you guys can. You guys are more than welcome, but it's not one that I would recommend because the market is very, I mean, it's been risky for the past couple of weeks. And I'm only looking for trades that are almost like 100% sure to hit, right? If you guys want to take entries based off one or two strategies, that's completely fine. But for me personally, I'm looking for specific strategies that line up with all three strategies at once. Going over to the 3-minute, there's nothing here that's available. Going to the 10-minute, nothing available here. Going over to the other 10-minute over here for the daily, nothing here as well. So the only trade that was available would be this buy here, which would have hit full TP, but I would have considered it risky because it was close to this Asia high over here. So you guys just got to keep that in mind. You know, keep all the red flags that could possibly turn your trade the opposite way in mind. Because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then it just completely reverses on you. All right, so let's see what we got over here. Nothing else. Still looking for this here. Let's go over here to the clean chart. Clean chart's moved a bit higher. Right over here. I'm just marking up the highs and the lows here that haven't been broken yet, so that you guys can see the range that's being produced here. Okay, so we got a range right here now. It's actually pretty clean. So as you guys can see right here, we have a current range within this area right down here. This can easily reverse at this point, looks like. Make its way right back down. And I do anticipate it to drop back down at some point. So price just came down and tested this low right here. It's actually breaking past it, looks like. All right, so this low over here has been broken. It's been invalidated, obviously. You can see 1, 2, 3. There's no low here anymore. Just gonna move this back up here. All right, so this is now gonna be the new pending low. Right over here. And we'll be looking for the next entry here. All right. So we have a new range that's being established right here. It's pretty much a smaller range within the bigger range. So you can see we have a smaller range right here, and we have a big range right here. It's not been established yet, still pending. But you guys can see from this point, if I color these two different colors, you guys can see what I mean by that. So right here, we have a wider range, and then we have a smaller range within this area right here. So if this range right here gets established, it can confirm a breakout to the upside or to the downside. But it needs to establish first. So this low here hasn't been established. You can see that it's just one candle. You need about 5 candles to pass right there. This candle broke past it. This is no longer going to be the pending low. The new pending low is going to be right there off that next candle. And let's change these back to blue. And price just keeps dropping lower and lower. So as price continues to drop lower and lower, we'll just keep pushing this lower and lower as it goes until it establishes the low, because we want to catch that range once we can finally establish it. But currently right now it's not established. It just keeps getting pushed lower and lower, which is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with it pushing lower and lower like that. This would actually be a variation right here. Not sure if you're thinking about taking that, Maddie. It's kind of risky because it's getting close to this Asia high right here. So not sure if you want to take that. I'll mark it up for you guys. If it does close, I'll mark it up for you guys. You know, just keep in mind that it does seem a bit risky because it's getting close to this this Asia high right here where price can easily bounce. But this would be a variation entry. See if it closes. Yeah, so this would be a variation right here. I'm not sure if you took it, Maddie. But this would be a variation right here. It's a double wick rejection off that low. It's just too risky because it's too close to this this Asia high over here. I'm thinking about putting a buy stop right here and just catching as it swings up. I could technically get in for a discount, but I'll just wait and see what happens here. Nice. Charlie said, I'm done for the morning. Took some risky trades. Hopefully you get your profits on those. So let me just go over here to the chat real quick. So Patrick over here took a couple of buys as well. Patrick locked in a total of 8,034. Nice work, Patrick. We got Dell over here. Dell locked in a couple of trades as well. Locked in some buys, profit of 570. Nice work, Dell. Sisuke over here locked in a total of 4,080. So everyone here took these buys as they came up. You know, there's a couple of buys that showed up as price continued to push up higher. So a lot of you guys did lock in some pretty decent profit. Actually took that trade there, Maddie. I'm not recommending you guys to take the variations because obviously they're risky trades. So I'm not going to count them as you know, official trades, obviously, but I did take the variation right there. I did exactly what I mentioned earlier. I put a buy stop there, and then when price swung up, I caught it, and it hit full TP. So I'll send my profit shortly as well. Let's see what else we got over here. Albert over here took some buys, locked in a total of 2,662. And if you guys want to learn that variation strategy, go and watch the mentoring session from last night. I went over that in detail. So if you guys want to see how it's applied, you guys can go and check. So I did exactly what I said earlier. I said I was going to put a buy stop there, so I don't have to worry about it, right? I just wait for it. And when it came up, it filled my order and then it hit my TP right away. So great work right there. Adele again right here, he's up 1,151. Looks like a lot of you guys actually took that trade with us right now. Charlie over here too. So Charlie's the one that said he's done for the day because he took a bunch of risky trades. He locked in a total of 2,000 for the day. Nice work, Charlie. Yeah, he's killing it, bro. On point with this. So Charlie's over here on fire, 2,000 in profit. Dell over here, 1,100. Albert over here, 2,600. Nice work, everybody. Patrick over here, Sisuke actually 4,000, and then Dell again 500. But Patrick over here with the big profits, 8,000. Damn, nice. Rav over here took the trade as well. Nice, Ravs. Look at Rav here. Rav is currently up 2,000 on every account. So he has his copier right here. He locked in 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. So 2, 4, 6, 8. He's close. He's up 10K for the week. Wow, that's nice, Rav. So congrats to you. Very nice win off that trade right there. Other than that, Casey over here as well. Casey locked in a total of 589. All wins, no losses. It looks like he took some sells. So you guys can see people are trading in both directions depending on what strategy they're applying. And everyone's doing good. So nice work right there. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, other than that, I'll take a screenshot of my profits as well, and I'll just show you what I made off that, just to show you guys that, like, you know, this is that was one of the trades that I took. It wasn't like anything crazy, but I took it and it locked in pretty nicely. So see how much I made off that. And my MFF only gave me 940. I don't know what's up with MFF. It gives me like way less profits than my other accounts. My FTMO locked in 1,170, and then my other account 1,000 over here as well. All right, so let me just send the screenshots of my profits here as well so that you guys can see what I locked in. So my personal, there's my MFF, and here are both my FTMOs right here. You can see the volatility was kind of high because my profits kind of differed between accounts, but so here's my personal. I locked in 26 bucks, not much, but it's a small account, just my personal that copies my trades. My MFF over here locked in 940, and then my FTMO right here, my copier locked in 1,170, and then right here is my main. So my main right here has the green dot, the green line. I locked in 1,070 off this as well. So those are profits I locked in off that variation. Off that K2 US 30 variation. Scalp on live session. And this is why you guys got to be really quick with the variation. Because you can see price just came right back down, right? You guys got to be very careful with these entries and not to get greedy. You guys have to get in and out really quickly. So glad to see everyone here locking some profits off that variation, even though I didn't really tell anyone to take it because it was too risky of a trade. Still glad to see a lot of you guys follow directions and make profit off that move there. This would technically be a high-low, or 1, 2, 3, 4. This wouldn't have been one. If this closes below here, this would be another high-low entry. It doesn't look like it's going to, though. Scrolling down a little bit, let me see. Yeah, glad to see everyone profit off this. Nice work off that, Rav. See, I think I got everyone over here. Yeah, so we're good off that. Maddie over here too. So Maddie over here locked in 609 off his FTMO. You can see because it has .cash, that's his FTMO. His other FTMO right here, 609 as well. Nice work, Maddie, off that. And then his MFF locked in 518. So both of us kind of had a small profit off the MFF, which, I mean, it's all right. Maddie said on a mini vacay, but I had to lock in some. Yeah, no, definitely, Maddie, 100%. This low right here is invalidated, so we're going to move this a little bit lower. This might be another variation entry if you guys are looking at it. No, never mind, it's not. It just broke below it, so no variation off that. But yeah, other than that, let's see. Dell locked in a couple more profits, locked in a total of 1,277 for the day. Nice work, Dell. He actually caught as it swung right back down. So yeah, great work, everybody. Let me see. We have a couple other people in the group as well that locked in a bit. Let's see. Let's copy this over here. And then this over here as well. Looking over here, Nico. Nice. Nico caught some buys over here off. Yeah, some buys off gold. So nice work, Nico. Nice, 4,000 for the day. All right, cool. So good to see everyone here profiting off this. PC said, oh yeah, guys, so be careful for this scammer here. He's just impersonating me. He just has the name Sean K2. And you guys can see that he uses a fake email, right? kttrades1.gmail. There's if you're gonna get an email from me guys, it's gonna come from an actual K2 Trades email. Like, here's a warning here for you guys. You guys just want to make sure that you're not falling for these scammers. Whenever you get a message like a suspicious message, what you want to do every single time is click on their name. Their username has to be K2 Trades. It's not going to be K2 Tradey, K2 Trader, K2 Trades. It's going to be K2 Trades. And every email that they send you, it's not going to be at Gmail. I don't use an at Gmail email. It's going to say at K2 Trades. So guys, just make sure, like, you guys can just clearly tell here that it's a fake email. SeanK2.KTTrades1@Gmail. It's totally fake email. Even the website here, like, this dude can't even put the proper website. He put www.kttrades@gmail.com. That's not even a website. So guys, just whenever you guys get a message, like a suspicious message, just like read the email. The email doesn't even make sense. It just doesn't make sense at all, guys. So just, be careful and don't get caught with these, with these scammers here. But other than that, all right, cool. So yeah, thanks PC for letting me know. I'm not sure if you're on this live session, but yeah, it's super annoying how that scammer just doesn't give up. Vapid over here, he took the high low, locked in a total of 29 bucks. So he's trading NASDAQ. You guys can see a lot of people here apply the same strategies on NASDAQ and S&P. I personally don't do it, but other people in the group do use it for that. Patricia over here just sent her profits. Her other account locked in a total of 3,963. All wins, no losses on her FTMO right here. Nice work, Patricia. Nice. And her first account here, she's up 2020. So on both accounts right here, it looks like Patricia, this is her MFF. She locked in 2020. And then her FTMO, she locked in 3,963. Great work, Patricia, all around. All right, guys. So let's see if there's any other entries here. Drop this down a little lower. You guys want to be a bit careful trading around this area over here. Reason for that's because we have all the session lows right here. Asia low, London low, New York low. All the lows are right here. So what could happen is price might come down, bounce off this area, and then swing right back up. So I'm going to be looking for some variations around that area, or even some swings back to the upside. But yeah, we just got to be a bit cautious with regard to those right there. We got a pending buy signal right there. This right here would technically be the daily entry for this 3 minute, but it's not one that I would, personally take myself. This is a strategy that we're still kind of working on. It's one that Deswell has created. I'm not sure if you guys remember Deswell, but he's one of the K2 members. He pretty much uses a 10-minute strategy on the 3 minute. So yeah, if you took this right here, this would have been a full TP already for whoever took the daily, but I wouldn't want to take it because it's going against fundamentals. It's also going against the trend because the trend meter is green. So I wouldn't have taken it, but yeah, that would be an entry right there for this strategy right over here. Other than that, nothing here on the 3 minute. Looking back on the 1 minute over here, nothing here as well. This price continues to move along. Let me just update the high lows here. This has been validated. There's another one right here. So as you guys can see, the range here got a bit wider. So this was the original range. Let's hide this. This was the original range, and now the range here just got a bit wider. So big range, small range. And that's just a clean chart that we've been following. Other than that, let me scroll up real quick. Oh yeah, so Patricia said it's a damn spread MFF. Yeah, I know the spread sucks on MFF. That's why I only use it during New York session. Well, in general, I only trade New York session. I don't trade Asia because the spread's too wide, even for FTMO in some instances, but I just find it too risky to trade during that session. So if you're trading MFF during New York, you guys should be kind of okay, but you're still going to get less profits. Just keep that in mind, because I keep getting screwed on them as well. Nice. Kenneth took it with the buy stop as well earlier. Maddie said I'm on vacation, so my phone, I'm on my phone right now, so I pull it early. No, that makes sense, Maddie. Yeah, no, I didn't close. It would have been good if it bounced off the pivots earlier, that variation that we were looking for. It's all good. D said I got a message from them the other day. I said, I'm showing this to Sean, you scammers. And they replied laughing emojis and blocked me. Yeah, no, you guys got to be careful with the scammers on Telegram, guys. There's a lot of scammers that are just floating around. It's not just in K2 either. It's like all over. Like other groups have them as well. Yeah, HepSD said S&P and NASDAQ look weak today. Yeah, all of the indices were weak today. So pre-market, everything was red. Currently right now, they're still red. The only one that's green right now is the Dow. But we don't know how strong that's going to hold up for. It's not that strong. It's currently only up 13 points. So it's not very strong at all. Looking over at the stock index, like the actual stocks, Microsoft is down a lot. They're down 9 points. So they're down 9 points. Salesforce is down 7 points. So just these two stocks right here are super heavy for a sell. They pretty much consume all, like majority of the green stocks right here. So we can probably see it come right back down, which is fine. You know, if it comes back down, it's not a big deal, because we don't stick with just one bias. If the bias changes, we move with the bias, which is all right. So looking at this here, we have a tighter range within this area. You can see price rejecting off the Asia low right here, which is what we were discussing earlier, right? It's kind of dangerous to take any sells at this point, because price can easily just bounce off these Asia lows at any moment. I was hoping to get a variation at this point, but I didn't see it. Well, I mean, it didn't come back down yet. 7:21 right now. So we have about 30 minutes till 8. We'll see what happens by then. This right here would technically be an entry for a pivot scalp and an intraday. I'm not going to take it, but if you guys want to take it, I'm just letting you guys know that there's a trade here that could be pending. However, I do find it to be a bit risky, because I don't like trading within a range like this. I want price to break outside of the range, because what could happen is price can just come right back down after this. So you guys want to be a bit careful with this here. So we got another pending high at this point, looks like, right there. Price trying to break right through it. Let's see. Razzo's asking, is that a 10-minute pivot scalp? I don't see any 10-minute pivot scalp over here, Razzo. Do you have? Are you talking about the snipe? Because this would be a snipe here, not a pivot scalp. But yeah, this would be a snipe off this. I think that's what you were mentioned. You meant to say. But yes, this would be a snipe right here. I missed it completely, but this was a snipe that was available right here. We had a rejection off the pivot and structure. So this would be a snipe for a buy. And it actually hit TP already, so it's too late. But yes, that would be a snipe. Yeah, you're right, Razzo. So if you caught that right there, that would have been a snipe. Like literally no drawdown. However, I missed it, unfortunately. Yeah, that would have been a good trade. Wow, totally missed that snipe there. I don't really look at the 10-minute as much, because sometimes these movements happen like so quickly that I miss them completely. But you can see right here, price is now currently in a range. What I'm looking for at this point is if we get a what's it called? If we get sorry, variation. I don't know why I blanked out right there. If I get a variation right here, maybe I'll take it for a sell, because it does look like price is going to be coming back down. Or who knows? It's up 50 points now. So it's kind of just going back and forth, which is, I mean, it's annoying because we don't have a bias, but it's also a good thing, because then variations will come up more often. Let's see. Orain said on my MFF, I had a 3K drawdown on a 50K account. I don't see any violations on my dashboard. Do you think I should continue the challenge? So I have the same problem as well, Orain, with my account. That's the thing with MFF. What I started to notice is that they don't cache things sometimes. And sometimes you can just, and I don't want to say this a lot, but like sometimes you can just slip by if they don't say anything. We had another member in K2 who violated as well. It didn't show up on the dashboard. The only reason her account got, they found out was because she asked them. So I wouldn't recommend asking them. I would just keep using it. I'm using mine. I'm gonna keep using mine and see what happens. What happened with her though, like they were like, oh, thank you for your honesty. We'll give you a brand new account, like a fresh account where she can just keep going. So I don't know. It's really up to you, up to your morals, Rain. If you know that you violated it, I guess you can message them and then just, you know, give them some sort of story or whatever, and they'll give you a new account. That's what they did to one of the other members. But yeah, for whatever reason, they're just not as organized as a FTMO, because FTMO, if you violate it, they'll let you know right away. So yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? It's like, you want to be honest with them and let them know, or do you want to just try to slide by? Because I mean, it can probably work out for you either way. Because they told her that like they would have never found out unless she brought it up, and she brought it up, so that they went back and looked at it. And but it's cool because she has a new account now, and then I don't even know if she's in here. Let me see. Sorry, I'm not gonna put her information out there, but what was her name? I don't think you're in here right now, so it's okay. But yeah, I mean, it's really up to you, Rain, if you want to bring it up to them. I would probably just keep using them. I'm just gonna keep using mine. If they take my account away, then whatever. I'm not gonna use MFF. But if they give me a free retry or something, then I'll just keep using them until I get my payout and a refund. All right, so right here, currently we have a pending buy signal. This right here would be an entry for a pivot scalp and for a momentum intraday. I'm not taking the trade, but if you guys do, that would be an entry right there for it. It's actually too late. I already hit TP. So it just moved too fast. So even if I wanted to take a trade, it would have been a little too late. But this right here, this would be an entry using the pivot scalp. So this strategy right here, if you're just using this strategy alone, you can see that we have a valid K2 momentum signal and it closed above the pivot. So this would be an entry for this strategy right here. Not an entry for the intraday because the trend meter is blue, and not an entry for the high-low scalp because the high-low scalp is currently not available right there either, because this high here was never established. Guys, sorry, my dogs are here. They're awake now. Go in the other room. Mila, go over there. You guys can probably see Mila over here. The big Samoyed. Just watching over her friend's dog today. All right, so anyways, let's push this back up over here real quick. This is going to be the new high right here. Other than that, there's no other available entries here. Yeah, there's nothing available here. Price is kind of going into consolidation. It's currently it's about to be 7:30, so it's 30 minutes from 8. But yeah, at the specific moment, there's not really much for us to look at here. This is okay here, where price is kind of just bouncing back and forth because it's going into deeper consolidation. Let me go over here and just draw some new high lows so that you guys can see here to visualize it a little bit better. We got one right there, one right there, and then this right here is technically pushed down at this point. All right, so as you guys can see right here, I think that, or actually, I don't know, because the thing is we have a lot of highs here that are getting established, and this is kind of the same pattern that we saw last week, right? When there's a lot of highs that get established here and they're not tested, what generally happens at some point is when price finally does swing back up, it's going to hit a lot of liquidity areas here because whoever is entering the sells at this point, they're generally going to put their stop losses around that area, right? They're going to put their stop loss right there, right there, right there. And then when the stop losses get triggered, you're going to get a big push of volatility to the upside. So what I would look out for is when price finally breaks these highs here, look for a possible buy entry or look for possible buy entries, because you're probably going to get a big spike of volatility to the upside. Currently, probably not right now, but you can see that price starts to range within this area. So we'll be watching this over here, and then we'll see where this goes. We have a pending low right here. I'm assuming that this is probably going to get broken, but we'll continue to follow it and see where it goes from there. There you go. Price broke below. This would be a variation possibly. No, it broke past it. So no variation off that right there. But yeah, here's a range. Price is pretty much just ranging within this area. Nothing really specific to look at this point. It's kind of just ranging. Have a low right there. This would actually be a variation as well. This candle right here closes. Yeah, so this would possibly be, oh, never mind. It's not. It's not a variation because it just broke below it. Yeah, Maddie said, man, these markets keep playing with these variation entries. Yeah, it gets really close to it and then it pushes right below. So no variation right there. We got 30 seconds off that candle right there. And we'll see what happens next. Let's see, Steven said, Sean, I will always stay with you and just keep an extra account if I use my MFF. For scalping, I'll use FTMO. Even if I use an EA for my MFF, I will still stay with K2 and do scalping with FTMO. Guys, so I don't know if anyone here is using EA with MFF. Steven here in the group has been asking me this question like for the past couple of weeks, but I don't know personally. So if anyone here has used MFF with an EA and they've done it successfully, if you guys can like give some input, that'd be great. Because also Patrick, sorry, not Patrick, I saw Pat over here. Patricia does. So Patricia, you use it with a funded, right? Like you're good and there's no problems with it. Because I've heard from other people that okay, I got you. Yeah, Patricia said, but wait, spreads are too big. Yeah, so Steven, Patricia in the group, she uses she's used an EA with MFF, but she said that the spreads are too big, so it might be too difficult to use an EA with them. Gotcha, okay. So yeah, Patricia said they're fixing the spreads by the end of the month. So hopefully they get fixed. Maybe at that point, I'll start to use MFF a bit more. I just have one challenge with them right now. I'm not currently funded with them because I just started the challenge like a couple weeks ago. So if they fix that spread, then I'll probably use them a bit more. Gotcha. Yeah, Patricia said, but everything else is amazing on E8. Yeah, I've heard a lot about E8. I haven't used them myself. I was looking into them, but I kind of stopped looking into them when Jeff said that the spreads were like really bad. So I gotta I'm not looking to do anything else right now. Obviously, I'm always going to be 100% FTMO, but obviously I want to add other accounts if possible. So we'll see. Anyways, we got a variation. Never mind, no variation there, Maddie. I know you're looking for that too. The price actually broke past it, so I was waiting for a possible variation entry, but there's no variation off that. Price just broke right through it. Nice. Yeah, Rav said he's good at the variation now, which is good, Rav. I would, if you want to apply the variation, it works very well during New York session because volatility is so high. You just have to be very patient with those entries there. So here we go. Price is probably testing this Asia low. All right, so we have a low right there. We'll see price tests it. It broke right past it, so no variation off that. Price actually broke right below here. This would actually be a high-low entry, but I considered it a bit risky because it's right at this New York low from yesterday. So what could happen is if price isn't closed below it, price can easily just bounce off it. You need to close below this green line in order for it to be somewhat of a decent entry. If it doesn't close below this green line, it's going to be too risky because it can bounce right off it. If it closes below it, this is going to be a high-low entry, but I still find it to be a bit risky because it doesn't fit my criteria for all of these other strategies here to line up with it. All right, so rejection off the London low right here. Let me just move this lower. So this technically right here would be a high-low entry. It's not one that I would take, not one that I would recommend taking because there's too many lows around that area right there where it can bounce off. It actually already hit TP, so it's too late even if you wanted to enter it. Volatility right now is pretty high, but you might see a swing back to the upside. I don't recommend entering these trades late, guys. If you guys want to enter these, you have to enter them right away. And you can't think twice about it. You have to enter it and just let your TP hit and then pull out. Yeah, this area is way too risky. There's too many lows around this point because the price can easily bounce up. If I get a variation, I might be okay with entering a variation, but for the most part, I'm not looking to enter anything else here. It's just too risky for you to enter where there's a lot of points where price can likely reject and bounce off from. I was waiting for a possible variation there, but no variation. Yeah, no variation, unfortunately. It was close, but not close enough. So yeah, you guys want to be really careful on this area right here. Let's see, Randy said the daily 10-minute is coming up. So let's see. Yeah, technically, if this closes right here, this would be the daily. I don't generally take the daily on its own. I just take scalps within it. But yeah, this would technically be the daily if it does come up right there. Looking over at, let's check the retail sentiment real quick. 59% shorts, okay. Fundamentals currently 57 points. The average is currently 28 points in the red. So as you can see right here at this point, price is now rejecting off the New York low. So we'll just move this down a bit shorter or a bit lower. There. All right. So yeah, this is still pending right here. We'll check on it in a few minutes, in about 3 minutes to see if it closes. It might be a bit tough. Reason for that is because it's bouncing off the New York low right here. So the bounce off this point, this is why I was telling you guys that you have to wait for it to close below this New York low because price can easily bounce off this at any moment. You can see right here, price came down, literally bounced off New York low. Now it's bouncing towards the upside. Right here. All right, let's see. Yeah, Kenneth, the 3-minute daily did hit full TP. We went over that a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if you missed it, but we were looking at it when it came up. We looked at it. It was at sell signal right there, 500 pips. That would have been nice. I mean, I probably wouldn't have taken it because it went against the fundamentals, but it was a nice entry nonetheless. Yeah, it was super quick. That's why I missed it. I literally came on like when that next candle came up right here and it went straight to TP. So yeah, just going over the strategies here, guys, you guys can see that a lot of these strategies still hit by themselves alone. It's just for me, I'm being very conservative because of the market conditions and I'm not looking to take any risky trades here. But, depending on how risky you want to be, if you want to take risky trades, you always can. Just, what I do recommend is to use proper risk. So if you're going to take a risky trade, take a smaller lot size than you normally take. Because like for me, I'm more about quality trades, right? I don't like losing any trades. That's why I have like such a low loss rate. I'm usually have a really high win rate because I only take like 1 to 3 trades, maybe a day, if not a week, but they all hit because we're waiting for those perfect entries. But everyone's different. You don't have to trade how I do. You can trade as risky as you want to. But one thing that you guys will learn once you get funded, for a lot of you who are doing FTMO or any of these other funding companies, is that your main goal long-term is to be consistent. Because once you're funded, the main goal is to stay funded, right? It doesn't matter how much profit you make, whether it be big, whether it be small, profit's profit. The main key is that you're consistent and then you can continue that consistency over time. Because the thing with me here, guys, like you guys can see my lot sizes here. If I'm really confident about a trade, I can increase my lot size, right? Like today, normal day, I took 10 lot, right? Yesterday, I was feeling a bit more Well, actually, this was an accident, but when I'm feeling more confident, I take a bigger lot size. I take a 15, so I make double profit. So I'm usually going between 10 and 15 lots, just depending on how confident I feel with the specific trade. And then once you guys are consistent and you guys can trust your ability to trade, you guys can do the same thing. You know, that's where the real skill comes in. Once you're able to manage your trade psychology perfectly and apply your strategies the way that they're supposed to be applied. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. I did see a couple of profits posted over here. See Patrick over here. Nice. Patrick's currently up 8,714. So great work right there, Patrick. And then he locked in another one right here, a total of 9,102 off of his account right here. Great work, Patrick. Killed it. Other than that, let's see Orain over here as well. Orain currently up 1,103. Nice work, Orain. Yeah, you guys have been on point. Some great profits all around. Casey as well. Casey currently up about 1,000. Nice work, Casey. And you guys are killing it today, everybody. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no high-low entry here because it hasn't been established as a low yet. There's only been 1, 2, 3, 4 candles here. This is now going to be the new pending low right here, which is fine, guys. I mean, you know, these pending lows are going to come up and go away and get broken and whatnot. You just have to be consistent with identifying where the highs and lows are so that you guys can be on point with your moves. There's a variation right here that might be coming up, Maddie. Not sure if you're still on here or watching, but possible variation right there. The only thing that I would find risky about this is the fact that it's like right in between all of these session high lows. So I don't know if it's one that you would want to take, but technically this would be a variation right here. It's risky. Yeah, no, it looks like it could be good, but I don't know, it's just kind of risky. Let's see. I'll mark it up right here. Be right there. Yeah, it's too risky. I mean, it looks like, because the problem is that it's like right next to these session high lows. Yeah, it closed below the session high low. It's just too risky. If it closed above it, it'd be a lot better. But I could see that, yeah. Yeah, I'll do the same thing I did earlier. I'll put a buy stop right there and then try to catch it as it swings up. Yeah, no, I agree with you too. If it closed above it, it'd be good. So as it swings up right here, if it swings up higher, maybe I'll put a buy stop there and I'll just try to catch it as it goes up like I did earlier. But yeah, it's just, and it's in a risky area. Plus the fundamentals are currently red right now. It's just a lot of red flags off that specific move right there. Yeah, and the big wick on top, like you mentioned. So I'll keep watching and let's see where it goes from here. Swinging back up though. I'm like kind of tempted to put a buy stop right there. Well, we'll see. If anything, the low got pushed a little bit lower, so it's down there now. And it was a good thing that you didn't. Looks risky. Yeah, Raph said he wouldn't take down either. Yeah, so like this is key right here, right? This is good that you guys are identifying these things because, you know, I give you guys my analysis, but the good thing is when you guys could actually see what I mean by this too, like how it could be risky. There's just too many session lows right here where price can bounce off it. Also, this candle here where the entry would have came from, it closed below the session low right there. So it's just too risky of a trade. If price comes back up, then great. But all in all, it's a risky trade. So other than that, it's 7:43 right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. It looks like it might be time for me to be done trading soon anyway. So if you guys have questions, I can answer whatever questions you guys have. Otherwise, I think this session might be done pretty soon. Peter's asking, is the daily valid? Let me check. Oh yeah, it closed. So it technically this would be the daily entry right here. Let me see. Let me check real quick. The fundamentals are currently red. See if I can see anything over here. Yeah, fundamentals are currently red. I mean, technically it would be it'd be the daily right there. I don't know if I would take it on its own though. But yeah, I mean, this would be valid because, you know, everything fits the requirements here. You look for the first valid momentum signal after market open, which should be right here. And then you pretty much just write that to wherever you want to write it to. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to take it, you can take it. Peter, I don't know if I would take it myself. It's just market is just so iffy today, right? It's like, let me see how far is this? Because I can probably see price going back down to opening price, which would be right there. But it's not the full like 1,500 pips, right? Or 150, yeah, 1,500 pips. Like if the TP was going to be below above this point, then I probably would be okay with it. But it's like way below it. Because what if you guys remember from before, you guys remember my old analysis of like this specific move here. Basically what happens is price will come back, it generally will come back down to opening price, which should be somewhere around there. And then it'll do one of two things. It'll bounce up or it'll continue dropping lower. So it just seems like too much of a gamble on my end to try and catch a move like that. So I mean, I personally wouldn't, but if you want to take it, you can take it if you want, Peter. But it is a valid entry. So, you know, short answer to your question is, yes, it is a valid entry for the daily. However, it's not one that I would be sold on just yet. Because the thing is, the fundamentals aren't that strong. Fundamentals are only 62 points in the red, or now 50 points. Looking over at the stock index right here, currently. So the only thing that's really holding it down is Microsoft. I don't know what's going on with Microsoft, but this is like the only stock that's really, really red right now. This and Salesforce. Other than that, everything's only down like 1 or 2 points, or even less than 1 point. So depending on Microsoft, if there's something where like people are buying the dips or price ends up swinging to the upside, then this might, you know, swing it right back up. But yeah, it's going to be up to you guys if you guys want to take it. I don't recommend taking it, but if you guys want to take it, feel free. It is a valid entry. I'll try to keep analyzing it as we continue on, but I don't necessarily have anything here specifically. So let's see. Sell does look nice though. See this right here. I'm gonna try to see where the where's opening price at. Price was around that area right there. Yeah, so I'm kind of tempted to take it and then just trail it with the stop loss, but it's risky. So I don't really recommend anyone else do that. I just, so what I think right here, what might happen is this will probably come down to this point, and then when price moves down, I just keep moving my stop loss lower and lower as I see it drop further. Yeah, so I'm thinking about taking a speculative trade right here. I actually took it already. I didn't tell you guys because it's too risky, but yeah, I'm trailing it now. And this is something that you guys can do over time, right? There's some trades that I take on my own, which I don't necessarily like telling you guys to take, because I find it to be very risky when price continues to give hints of possible swings to the other side. So I did take a trade here. But this is like way more advanced way of trading. It's not one that you could take just like and not knowing what to do. Let's see this real quick. There it goes. Price continues to drop lower. Let's see where it's at. I'm just dragging my stop loss lower and lower as price continues to drop. It's dropping pretty heavy. Currently in profit about 5,000 right now. Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't tell you guys about this trade, but this is just way too risky. I just saw the opportunity when I saw price came up around this area. I saw price come up and I saw this rejection. That's where I entered off this candle right here. And I just kept moving my stop loss lower and lower. So I'm currently in it right now. Keeping my stop loss lower as well. Currently in profit about 6,000 off that. I gotta move my TP small lower too because my TP is too close. Where's my thing at? Fuck, I got stopped out. Whatever, that was fun. Okay, so I made about 4,270 off that trade. I basically entered right here because I just saw a pattern here. Like I saw a price go into like, what I did was, so I'll just show you guys exactly what I was doing here. We had that sell coming right there. And then what I did was when price came back up over here, I drew a line here. I drew like a mental line in my head where I had another consolidation phase right here. When price closed below here, I took the sell and I just wrote it down. Because I remember I was mentioning earlier because what happened was like when I explained to Peter that price will probably come down to this point and bounce up, that's where I was like, oh, I should just take it and just catch whatever I can catch from this point. So I did catch it for, a decent move off that. And I'll just show you guys a screenshot of that. But a lot of this stuff is it just comes from skill, guys, like from understanding how patterns work and just seeing how things move. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of just that trade right there so that you guys can see. What exactly did I what exactly did I enter off that? So I'm just going to take one here of just that specific trade. And then I kind of analyze it for what I kind of did already, but I'll show you guys again exactly what I was looking for out there. Let me see if I can get the other one off here. Yeah, and something like that is just something that you guys will pick up along the way. Don't think that's like something that you'll like learn like by tomorrow. It's something that takes a lot of time for you to actually like get stuff down. But yeah, all right. So let me just post this over here real quick. All right, so, and you guys can see right here where price came down to opening price. Anyways, I just posted my trade right there off that. It was basically a speculative trade. So I made about 4,270 off that, right? The reason why I took that trade right here is because, like I was mentioning, I was explaining that to Peter, where price will probably come down to this point and price will do one of two things. It'll either bounce off here or it'll keep dropping lower. As price was dropping, I was like explaining it to Peter. Price came up, it established a high right here. And then I already saw the low right there. So, the same patterns they just keep repeating itself. Like we already knew price was probably going to come down. And what happened was at this point, I saw price come down. I saw it consolidate a little bit. And then when it finally broke below, that's why I entered the sell. And I just kept moving my stop loss down. So as this candle closed, I moved my stop loss down here. When this candle closed, I moved my stop loss down here. When this candle closed, I moved my stop loss like down here. And then when price swung back up right here, it stopped me out. And that's where I got pulled out in profit right over there for 4,270. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I took right there. You know, this is something that's it's all speculation. So there's no specific strategy for this right here. It's kind of just tying a lot of things together. Like I was basically looking for, you know, these high lows to be broken. Price, it didn't close below it, but then it was, when I was looking at it, it looked like it was going to close. And then I just entered early before waiting for it to close. And that's why I got into the trade right here. And I just pretty much wrote it down. So Maddie said JK pulled it at TP, entered late. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Albert said it looks like it will break through. Yeah, it might. I mean, well, it did break through right there and it closed. The only thing that like, we don't know if it's going to keep dropping lower and lower. So I don't recommend anyone enter this trade late. It might hit full TP. If it hits full TP, great. But I didn't write it the whole way because I already knew how risky it was once price got to opening price right here. And this is why it's key that you guys see when I draw these. I think the clean chart helps a lot because we have a lot of markups over here on this one. But when you move it to the clean chart, you can kind of just see everything here, but a lot clearer. And I also have the opening price right there. And price did break below and close, just like Albert said. And then price is probably gonna keep dropping further. So, I mean, it looks good. I'm glad to see that. And thanks for bringing that up. I forget who brought it up, Peter. Thanks for bringing up the daily, because if you didn't bring up the daily, I would have never looked to enter any sells here. But when you brought it up, I was like, oh, everything lines up nice. And it looks like price is breaking out of consolidation. So that's why I hopped into it. So thanks, Peter. I owe you a beer whenever I come out to Canada to visit you guys whenever your borders open. Man, doesn't seem like borders are ever going to open. But yeah, other than that, let me see. Maddie just locked in some more profits right there. Ken said, fuck it, that was fun. Yeah, no, it was fun though. You guys could probably see how focused I was when I was trying to analyze it and move my stop loss lower and lower. Unfortunately, it pulled me out. It's kind of crappy because if it didn't pull me out, I would have continued to write it lower because I just kept moving my stop loss lower and lower. Like when price closed below here, I moved my stop loss right there. When price closed below here, I moved my stop loss right there. When price moved below there, I moved my stop loss like right there, and that's where it pulled me out. But damn, there you go. Full TP off the daily as well. Almost. But these trades aren't going to be counted, guys. So just keep that in mind. These are trades that are all speculation. We did look at the daily and stuff, but we're not going to count it as a full TP, obviously, or we're not going to count it for our results because I didn't catch this trade. I mean, I didn't take the trade and I didn't tell you guys to take it with me. So these trades are not going to count, but yeah, it looks like it's about to hit full TP. Man, it looks nice though. Yeah, Rick said I took it right before you and saved my account 800 from blowing it up to 600 now. Nice, Rick. Yeah, so Rick's account's back. Back up. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna hit full TP there, but you know, just a reminder, just to be 100% transparent with you guys, none of these trades are gonna count on the results. If you guys have been looking at the results lately, we've only been taking a couple trades, you know, each week. Like last week, we only took like 5 trades. They're all in one day. The week before that, we only took 3 trades, and that was a whole week. So it was like, you know, we just got to be careful in the market. But other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Profit off that speculative sell. Taking on the live following the K2 daily US 30 entry. So just going back to today's trades. So today there's no official trades, guys. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that today there was no official trades that were taken. It was just the variation we took, which wasn't official. That was one that I told you guys was risky, but I was going to take it anyways. So none of the trades here are going to count. So just keep that in mind, because, you know, we get people that complain all the time telling me that, or telling not me directly, but telling people that, like, you know, trades are taken, but they're not. These are all speculative trades. Like these buys here are not going to be counted towards results. They're just going to be counted towards my profits. But they're not going to be documented, obviously, because they're not taken by everyone else, only by the X amount of people who actually took them. So there goes the daily full TP right there. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to be counted. I also didn't tell you guys to take it, so it's not going to be counted for the trades for today either. But as you guys can see, the strategies still work perfectly fine. It just depends on how risky you guys want to trade. There was also a snipe entry that was available right here off the previous candle. You can see the rejection off the pivot and structure. So whoever took the snipe right there, full TP off that too. So today there was a lot of entries. They were just not good entries. They were just very risky. It was very last minute, very speculative. So, you know, congrats to whoever caught the trades. You know, things could have easily went the opposite way, but you know, if you guys follow the strategies as they were to be applied, then they all hit perfectly. Like the 3-minute daily over here, that hit full TP. There's a couple high-low scalps here that hit full TP as well. There's like 3 snipes that hit full TP here, and then the daily here that hit full TP as well. So great work to whoever caught the trades, but if you didn't, it's okay. There's going to be more trades to come, right? Today was just too risky of a day. And yeah, I mean, just looking at everyone's profits over here. Let me check real quick. Albert over here looks like he took the sell as well. So Albert took the sell, locked in a total of 3,491. Nice work, Albert. Narith over here locked in a total of 7,190. Great work, Narith. Dell over here as well, currently at 1,422. Nice work, Dell. Rock over here too. Nice. Took the US 30 trades. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Rock's just a week old trading. He took a couple trades here, took some buys, $3 off that account, $5 off this account, $5 off this account. And guys, just remember, you know, it doesn't matter whether you guys are taking big lot sizes, small lot sizes, medium lot sizes, whatever. Profit's profit. So Rock here has only been trading for about a week, and he's locked in some pretty decent profit to start off, right? Majority of people aren't profitable traders. So if you guys are locking in any profits that are consistent each day, that's key, right? You're basically in like the top level, not top level, but you're doing a lot better than a lot of other people. Albert over here as well, currently at 4,500. He took the buys earlier that we took, variation, and he took some sells here as well. His price came down lower. Nice work, Albert. And then Jeff here as well. Jeff currently up 986. Great work, Jeff. And then Rick over here brought his account back to life. Rick for the month was getting close to blowing his account, but he brought it right back. So he's currently brought his account from 92K to now 98K, which I'm assuming. So he was negative 8K, and now he's really close to bringing his account back. So definitely nice work right there, Rick. Over here, Vapid took the sells as well. He took the sells off NASDAQ, and he locked in a total of 61 for the day. Nice work, Vapid. So as you guys can see, you know, you can apply these strategies on other assets. It's just for me personally, I trade US 30. So if you guys want to trade NASDAQ or S&P, you guys can, but you guys have to be careful and back test it before you actually apply it on your actual account. Sisuk over here currently up 6,400. Nice work, Sisuk. Other than that, Larishna currently up 2,261. Nice work, Larishna. Yeah, Larishna said, "Why can't I have this on my challenge?" It's on the trade psychology, guys. Like, I'll learn to trade the same exact way. You might be better off on a demo and adding your challenge to a copier so it doesn't keep thinking you're trading demo. So guys, what I just told Arishna over here is, you know, she has, I'm assuming it's has a lot of stuff to do with like her trade psychology, right? Because when she does the trial and when she does demo, she has consistent profits all the time. But when she does the challenge, things change, right? So with a lot of people is what a lot of other people do is they'll set up a copier, they'll trade on a demo, but they'll set their challenge on a copier. So it just copies their trades from the demo to their actual account. And that will help with your trade psychology, because what happens with Larishna here is I'm sure her trade psychology gets in the way. She gets nervous when she's doing her challenge, but when she's on demo, she doesn't care. So she just takes the trades. And that's helped with a lot of people. So, I mean, if you guys have issues like same as Larishna, where you can do well on demo, but you can't do well on live, or your challenge, that might be a step that you guys want to try, and maybe it'll help out. So you don't get nervous. All right, other than that, let's see. Rick said, good day. Got to stop trading when you log off though. Yeah, no, I think today I'm going to be done, guys. I'm kind of sick right now, so I'm going to go get some medicine, probably just rest up. I never get sick, so whenever I do get sick, it gets pretty bad. So I got to make sure that I catch this before it gets worse. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be trading anymore today, guys. If you guys do plan to trade, it's already 8:04, so I think I'm done trading for the day. Yeah, I just missed this right here too. There's another high-low entry that broke below this low right here from market open, and when it broke below there, it hit full TP already. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of entries that came up. It's just a lot of stuff that I missed or I just wasn't paying attention to. So as not a lot of this stuff right here. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm probably gonna be in bed like all day today because I need to recover. I don't normally get sick. I rarely get sick. So if you guys have questions, feel free to email or message me on Telegram. I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as possible, but probably give it at least 24 hours for me to respond. Because I'm probably going to not be at the computer or at the screen pretty much for the rest of the day. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great rest of your morning. And if you guys do decide to trade, always remember to use proper risk management and to move your stop loss and profit whenever possible. So guys, have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you tomorrow for the next live session.